In this video, we're going to look at some different Australian accents. And this video was recommended by one of you, so thank you for recommending it. I'm really curious what differences there are in Australian accents, and I think this isn't just all the accents there are. I think there are more than 3, right? But let's just go ahead and find out what these 3 accents are.
G'day guys, my name is Pete and I'm the host of Aussie English. Welcome to this video. Today I want to show you the 3 types of Australian accent. Let's go. If you're learning Australian English, guys, and you're wanting to perfect that Australian accent, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and the icon next to it, the bell icon, so that you can stay up to date with all of my new videos. So quick disclaimer, guys, I am not a linguist. I am simply an English teacher, specifically teaching Australian English, and a lot of my students have asked me to put this video together to show you guys the main kinds of Australian accent. As you may or may not be aware, there is quite a bit of variation in the Australian accent.
Struth!
Now, we're not going to cover every single variant in today's video. I just want to cover the 3 main kinds. And they are the cultivated accent.
Hello, I'm Cultivated Pete and I speak Australian English with a cultivated accent.
The general accent.
So that would be maybe stereotypically more well-off people who speak like that or something?
The general accent.
G'day guys, I'm General Pete and I speak with a general Australian accent. How's it going?
And the broad accent.
Yeah, g'day guys, I'm Broad Pete and I speak Australian English with a broad Australian accent.
I feel like for some reason that makes me think of some movies where they had the person or the character had an Australian accent, that it sounded more like that, I think. But I guess it also depends on the character or the personality the character has and what their background is, maybe, I don't know.
Alright, so according to Wikipedia, the cultivated Australian accent has in the past been perceived as indicating high social class or education. It has some similarities to received pronunciation and the transatlantic accent. So some famous Australians who speak with a cultivated accent include actors Kate Blanchett and Geoffrey Rush, as well as ex-Prime Minister Malcolm Fraser. Let's have a listen.
Yes, well, no, I actually grew up in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And then I came to Sydney to go to the National Institute here and then got catapulted out, and I thought, well, I'll give it 5 years and see what happens.
That sounds very smooth to me. Very, yeah, classy. I like it. It sounds very buttered. It's like I want someone to record a like a sleep story, a bedtime story for me with this accent. I feel like that would be a really nice combination.
Johnny Depp's one of the great character actors of our time, I believe. Trapped in a leading man's body. He's got the best of both worlds. He has a brilliantly absurd sense of humour.
Most people aren't aware of it, but 1975 was, I think, the only year since the migration program began when more people left Australia.
Yeah, you blokes are just a bunch of posh cats. Well, I never. How unsophisticated. Yeah, I'm gonna stay out of this one.
I liked it. Yeah, it sounded very elegant and classy. Very good for an ebook or an audiobook.
Alright, now the strongest Australian accent. According to Wikipedia.
Maybe an audiobook, like a non-fiction audiobook. I could see that. Where it's an educational book.
Broad Australian English is recognisable and familiar to English speakers around the world. It is prevalent nationwide, but is especially common in rural areas. In Australia, this dialect is sometimes called strine or
Strine? I do not mean this to be offending at all, by the way. I'm just trying to pronounce it how he does. But I know it's bad, I know.
Australian, a shortening of the word Australian. And a speaker of the dialect may be referred to as an ochre. Some examples of Australians who speak with a broad Australian accent include ex-Prime Minister Julia Gillard, the crocodile hunter Steve Irwin, and actor Paul Hogan. Let's have a listen.
And I do meet women around the world, and really the only thing they know about Australia is they might know something about kangaroos, something about koalas, and about that speech. Do you miss the out?
The weird thing is, it still sounds like elegant to me, or like classy, but in a different way. I don't know if just all Australian accents would sound like that to me. I don't know.
Back. Oh, absolutely. First thing, get off the plane, mate. Didn't go home. Boom, straight into the bush. Free me swag out, camped under the stars, and
Okay, yeah, this sounds different.
I was healed up.
This sounds more rugged.
Thanks, Kate.
Or maybe it's because he looks more rugged. I don't know, but it fits him.
Wonderful and weird at the same time. I had the rare and exotic thing of being flavour of the month or flavour of the year almost for about a year.
Yeah.
And then it all, if you haven't sort of come out with another blockbuster, it's all over. You're forgotten.
I like that too. It's very... It's like, it sounds country or something. Like, if I would picture a countryman in Australia, that's how they would sound like in my head. I don't have an accent.
Last but not least, and the most common Australian accent that you are likely to hear is the general accent, okay? So according to Wikipedia, the general Australian English accent is the most common of Australian accents. It is especially prominent in urban Australia and is used as a standard language for Australian films.
So this one is the standard one. Interesting.
Television programs and advertising.
Let's see.
So aside from the average Australian, some famous Aussies who speak with a general accent include actors Eric Bana and Hugh Jackman, as well as Olympic swimmer Ian Thorpe. Let's have a listen.
It was so much fun, and I'd sort of forgotten how much fun you can have and are allowed to have at work, you know, because a lot of the movies I work on are, you know, quite dramatic, and sometimes the sets are very, very serious. So to go to work where, you know, laughing your head off all day long was kind of encouraged and you didn't get into trouble was so novel.
Yeah, this would sound, or sounds to me like a combination of the other two, or more like it's in the middle. Yeah, to me it sounds like it's in the middle of cultivated and broad. Like it's not, it doesn't sound country-ish, but it also doesn't really sound that like posh. It sounds somewhere in the middle.
2 musicals early on, which shocked me that I was even up for a musical. And I was an actor, theatre actor, really. And then I couldn't get seen for films back in Sydney. This is way back in mid-90s.
Look, I notice where the water moves. I notice, you know, how it's around me. And if, you know, someone's out with their kick, I hear that and I kind of feel it. It does affect me a little bit.
I think we're pretty much...
I like Australian accents. Just watching this video, I like all of them. Just, yeah, I do think that I heard the general one the most when like watching movies and stuff. So that makes sense, because he said that's the one that's mostly used. But I think maybe sometimes when there's like, when it's a more like country movie, maybe then they would use a character that has the broad accent. But I don't know.
Much just your average normal Australian, to be honest.
Also lower class riffraff. Yeah, these guys are a bunch of wankers too. Way too posh.
Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. That was meant to be a bit of tongue-in-cheek satire, whilst also being educational and showing you some examples of the 3 most common accents that you will see when you come to Australia. There are some other sort of variants that I will try to cover in the future.
Yeah, no, we do plumbing work also, yeah? Yeah.
And he goes, don't be a hero, mate.
We got a good man up here.
Also,
oh yeah, that's different. That's harder for me as a non-native English speaker to understand. And also when I watched this video, because I said in another video that it can be hard for me to distinguish Australian English and British English, because they have kind of the same vibe to me sometimes. But now in this video, I think it's more clear to me. It's like, yeah, this really sounds different from when I hear people speaking British. But it's still, I wonder if I didn't know what accent someone had, if it would still be easier to me now. I wonder. But this was really interesting to me. Let me know in the comments what accent you have if you're from Australia. And also about my question, if they maybe would use the broad accent in a more like country Australian movie or film. Do you say movie or film or something else? Let me know in the comments as well. And I'll look forward to reading it.